Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 3 in this best of 3 series between Lucifron and PandaTank here on Achillean Waste. Game 3 just should be the final game in this best of 3, as I am obviously stating the obvious, as, well, Game 3 is always the final game in this best of 3. Now, let's take a look at what's going to be going down here in this Terran versus Protoss matchup as PandaTank spawns on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Lucifron has spawned on the top left as the red Terran, and Christmas in July. Is it still July? Yes, Christmas in July, as we are playing some StarCraft 2 here with Christmas colors. Now, Lucifron has decided to build his supply depot on the front door. Nothing too out of the ordinary here, but I don't really think I've seen Lucifron really use a front door build at all. Perhaps that's more of a cautionary measure just in case. The problem has been a lot of the times Terran players have been suffering some mothership core sight up onto the high ground. Now, that does come to be a little bit of an issue as we do see the SCV. It should actually be changing position. There you go, finally going to the outside there. SCVs can get attacked while they are building their buildings, as we now see some gateways coming down as well. So far, all we are currently seeing is the probe currently just mining away. Both players just trying to set themselves up, as we are now seeing a bit of an interesting move by PandaTank. PandaTank has placed down 2 assimilators already before that cybernetics core, which does indicate a very gas-heavy build. Now, gas-heavy builds in a Terran versus Protoss, it could in fact be perhaps a very, very fast Colossus. And 2 Colossus without extended thermal lance range to go up against Lucifron's very, very heavy bio style. That would be my best guess at this point if PandaTank is trying to play against Lucifron as opposed to trying to play simply against his opponent's race. You can see Lucifron is building up a second barracks, and he is not, I repeat, not going for a command center. So Lucifron now changing up his build, perhaps thinking that PandaTank knows his builds simply too well. There we go. We are going into that Zealot now, but the cybernetics core is still not done. We need to see that cybernetics core come in rather quickly, as we are going to be going into a Nexus. There we go. There's that Nexus. The gateway canceling a Zealot right there, and now going to be starting a mothership core instead. There's the 100, and that is a beautiful, beautiful style of play that I had simply forgotten about. What PandaTank realized there was, you know what? It takes a little bit of time to actually train up a Zealot. So if by some miracle his opponent has placed down proxy barracks and then starts walking in with some Marines, I already have a Zealot semi-queued up. If not, I can simply cancel that Zealot, get the resources back, and when I have those resources back, I can build that Nexus. So that was a rather smart timing build there, as we are going to see the Sentry and the Reaper just work together to try and push back that poor Lonesome Reaper. Meanwhile, more Reapers are joining in on this fight, with more Reapers being built back home. Rather interesting, as we are going into a third barracks. Lucifron really going into a 3 racks build, but this is a very, very different build than what we saw in Game 1 and in Game 2. In StarCraft 2, it's not necessarily your final strategy, but it's also how you get there. And with this, we see that these 5 Reapers are actually looking to deal damage. If they can perhaps find their opponent and take down a couple of very, very easy probes, that could be a very bad day. As you can see that the Reapers are now jumping up inside there. There you go, finding a sentry. There goes 1 sentry. Another sentry could get taken down. There goes 2, as a probe does get taken down. Reapers are extremely fast now, even though their damage is pretty much minimalized. It doesn't change the fact that the Reapers do deal terrible damage when given the opportunity. Their fast movement speed really taking its toll there, as the Reapers are now dancing around back and forth. Are they going to be able to back around? It looks as though one poor probe is going to find itself at the wrong end of a P45 pistol, as there you have it. The Reapers are now in full retreat. Beautifully done, beautifully played by Lucifron, getting 4 workers killed. No, the Reapers have not paid for themselves, but PandaTank is currently behind as there are already 2 mules in play. In come the Reapers. The Reapers are now backing off again. You can see that photon overcharge is still operating, as we are now seeing PandaTank go into extra gateways and a forge. What are these Reapers looking to do besides charge back up and regenerate some more hit points? It looks like that's exactly what they're hoping to do, as Marines are now looking to join in on the fight. The Reapers looking to back away again, and this is just a very annoying problem that Protoss players have not really figured out how to deal with as of late. A lot of Protoss players, or a lot of Terran players and Zerg players, have known what it's like to have a unit attack, harass a little, and then come back in with full hit points. As, you know, what Zerg with their natural regenerating Zerglings, and also Protoss with their shields that regenerate fairly quickly. It looks like as though the Reapers are going to get off another quick shot there. There's a force field. Energy being wasted again, as the Reapers are just still backing away. So far, let's take a look at the losses. 550 versus 200. 2 Reapers have been lost, and that is that it? I would have thought more Reapers were lost than those 2. Not quite yeah, there was 6 Reapers before, and now there's 3. How is that making any sense whatsoever? Yeah, maybe Blizzard has Reapers set up to be wrong in terms of how many resources are lost when they get taken out. Anyways, let's go ahead and go back into this. Reapers now charging in again. Let's take a look. It is going to be a little bit of damage there. The Reapers are backing away, as they will be able to regenerate more hit points again. So far, these 0-0 Marines now going to be adding in combat shield and level 1 weapons upgrades. Medevacs are being added as well, as we can see that the Observer was shot down there. Beautifully done by Lucifron. Only stimming up 4 Marines to make sure that some damage was done. Alright, there's that mothership core there up on the high ground. The Reapers are just testing the waters, but there is a photon cannon there, which will make short work of those Reapers if those Reapers do decide to jump back up onto the high ground. Army compositions, 42 supply versus 23. PandaTank knows they're coming. I don't know why he's not engaging just quite yet. There's the force field, as the Marines are just coming in through a single file line. All those Marines caught on the wrong side. Photon overcharge pushing back there, and there you have it, evening up of the losses. And the last three Reapers were gone, and there's only 600 resources lost, with also Marines there. All right, I'm not going crazy. Blizzard, you do need to fix that. Reapers do cost more than 50 resources. And maybe I should send a replay or make a note of this somewhere. Anyways, let's take a look at this. Marines, Marauders now making their way up the high ground again. There's the engagement. Photon overcharge coming in. There you go. Marines now just fighting back here. It looks as though the Marines and the Marauders are going to be on the losing end of this battle, especially with that photon overcharge on the Nexus, as the fighting is continuing. All right, Stalker now looking to back off there, getting off some easy shots on some retreating Marines. Both sides even in terms of losses, according to Blizzard, even though I do believe Lucifron has lost more. Third base now down for Lucifron. Destructible rocks have not even been damaged yet, as Lucifron still challenging the front door of PandaTank. PandaTank now retreating with all of those units. Level 2 weapons upgrades now about to be done. We should be moving on to level 3 in just a moment. Colossus going to be very, very strong in this next fight, considering Lucifron's very heavy bio army. Now, nothing wrong with a bio army as long as you have the Viking support to deal with the Colossus. It's all about building the counter to what counters your army in order to stay slightly ahead. Rock Tower will get taken down. All of those poor units will get crushed. Nope, the Marauder moves away just in time, as we're now looking at Stalkers, Zealots, Sentries, and Immortals looking to hold out against whatever Lucifron can throw at him. PandaTank needs to consider taking down these rocks and setting up this third base, as you already see Lucifron with a 11th worker advantage and already a third base operational. That's going to be a significant difference in income, and more importantly, the gas at this point. Getting 25% more gas than your opponent means you can go into Viking production to handle the Colossus. Here we have one lone Marine standing up against the Protoss army. A for courage. A for effort, F for execution there, as we now see the proxy pylon being set up. So far, Marines, Marauders, Vikings in position. Lucifron perhaps looking to flank with those Vikings, but the Colossus Colossus now finally arriving to the party. Do they have the extended thermal lance? Yes, they do, and the Stalkers do in fact have blink. So the number of blink Stalkers is going to make these Vikings pretty much moot at this point. As you can see that the Vikings have been pushed back. So far the Colossus are in position. There are sentries there. There's the force field. And now with no real way to engage, the Vikings can easily take down, the Stalkers can easily take down all of those Vikings there, as all of those SCVs are just in the poor corner, caught in the back of a canyon and getting absolutely torn apart. Horrible, horrible positioning there, as the force fields of PandaTank absolutely shutting down Lucifron, and Lucifron now is in a bit of trouble. He has lost a handful of workers. 16 workers have gone down. Meanwhile, Vikings on the move around the map. It looks like Marines and Marauders are now making their way forward as well. We can take a look. Proxy pylon is in position here, and we'll see what will be happening next. There you go. There's the engagement. Stalkers getting picked apart there. Force fields not enough. And it looks as though, yes, it is open Zealot season, as the Marauders and the Marines are just simply trying to charge up. All right, PandaTank now in full retreat mode, as we do see there is a base here at the 3 o'clock position by PandaTank, hoping to hold this and get back into the economic game. 61 probes versus 56, but the army of Lucifron is so much larger. There's the Colossus. The Stalkers did not blink enough. The Vikings shooting down the Colossus so quickly. This is going to be a very bad day. Photon overcharge has arrived, as the Marauders and the Marines are now fighting in. Stalkers still engaging, and they're running around into that back corner. Probes coming off the mineral line in order to fight against this as well, but it looks like PandaTank's army is simply too weak. Lucifron was able to just minimize the losses at his third base, and there is the GG. Well played, as Lucifron takes this series 2-1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this best of 3 series between PandaTank and Lucifron. Game 3 taking place here on Achillean Wastes.